Good afternoon, this is Nicholas from Gandora Gaming, and it's time to go over the new Visa Starfrost cards we got. It looks like we have a new Pendulum monster in the main deck. Very, very interesting. I wonder if we're actually going to get a new Pendulum archetype. It looks like none of the other cards are Pendulum, so this should be very interesting. So let's just read these cards and see how good they are. So first things first, we have Visa Samsara. This is a Light Fairy Tuner effect monster, level 4, 1500, 2100 defense. You can only use the second effect of this card once per turn. And this card becomes Visa Starfrost while on field or graveyard, so it has the whole Cyber Dragon effect where it becomes Cyber Dragon on field or grave. This card becomes Visa Starfrost from field or grave. You can target any number of Visa Starfrost monsters that are banished or in your field or in grave. Shuffle them in the deck. If you do, special summon this card from your hand. And it gains 400 attack for each monster shuffled. Really interesting. All right, and its third and final effect is that if you control, if this card you control will be used as synchro material, it is treated as a non-tuner. So that's pretty solid because Visa Starfrost, I believe, is a tuner, and it is a level 4. So level 4 plus Visas equals a 10. Not to mention, if this is played in Mana Dome, which I'm assuming it is, it's the next wave of Mana Dome support. I'm assuming, because it's synchro base, then basically you can treat it for a 4, so you can make 6s, which is pretty good because I think the new synchro is also a 6. Also, I believe the previous synchro that they introduced in the previous reveals is also a synchro 6, so that's absolutely insane. So overall, a really, really solid card. Also, it has that 1500 attack, 2100 defense. So I believe, like the other, like Reinhardt and all of them, you could search this card out, which is pretty insane. So now we have Veda Uplash. It is a Dark Warriors special summon Pendulum effect monster, level 12, 0 attack, 4000 defense. This card is very interesting. So it says once per turn, if you destroy an opponent's monsters, place 3 spell counters on this card. And then if this card's pendulum scale, it increases by the number of counters on it. It's already scale. Oh, it's scale 0, so I guess it becomes a 12. You remove 12 counters from this card, special summon it. So basically, you're trying to get it to 12, so you can special summon this guy, which is weird. I mean, it can't be normal summon, must be special summon by its own pendulum effect. So you have to remove 12 counters from this card, which really sucks. I'm not gonna lie to you because you only get 3 once per turn, or once per chain, I guess, when you destroy a card. But how many times are you destroying your opponent? Now, if it's destroying any card, you can destroy your own. But I can see, okay, destroy a couple of your own and your opponents. I can see this happening a lot easier. But destroying so many, that's really hard. I mean, yes, it can't be summoned without pendulum effect. And once a turn, if your opponent specimens a monster from your X deck, banish 12 cards from your hand, field, or graveyard, face down. It becomes the end phase of this turn. And then once returned during the standby phase, return this card to the hand, and it's special summon 1 Veda monster from your banished or hand, deck, or graveyard. Overall, it's a really cool card. I just don't know how practical it is. Like, how are you summoning this thing? Like, you have to destroy your opponent's cards 4 times on your turn in order to summon this dude? And it's once per chain, so like you can't just like dark hole 4 monsters and then like, okay, I destroyed 4 monsters, just like remove, I get 4 counters. No, it's per chain, so it didn't do it 4 times. I don't know, it seems really gimmicky, but it's cool. It's a pendulum, so I'm always up for some pendulum support. We have the new synchro. We have Manium Triasulkia. I'm mispronouncing this thing horribly. This is a fairy synchro tuner monster, level 6, so it's a synchro 6. So any of the level 2 mana domes plus your level 4 guy who's treated as a non-tuner can make this dude. And then the first and second effect of this card, you can use once per turn. If this card is used synchro summoned, target a level 2 tuner in graveyard, special summon it, but its effects are negated. That'd be much better if he was not a tuner, because that kind of sucks that it's going to most likely be reborn a tuner, so it's going to be 2 tuners on field. And then you can target any number of tuners you control. Levels become 2, and you can't special summon from the extra day for the rest of the turn except synchro monsters. So again, it's cool. It can level modulate, but I just don't see it because the tuners are the level 2s, and this guy is a synchro tuner. So unless I'm missing something, I don't know how good this second effect is. Or its first effect. I guess its first effect is reborning a tuner, but I don't know. That seems interesting. Then we have the new spell cards. We have Planetary Elegy, a normal spell. Add one Veda monster from your deck to hand. So maybe Veda is the new archetype, I guess. Veda. And then, if a face-up tutor you control is destroyed by a battle or card effect, while this card's in grave, and Visa Starfrost is on field, you can banish this card, target one card, your one monster, target one of those monsters added to your hand. So overall, interesting cards. So the idea is that you can get this in graveyard, you can add Veda, and then you can use the second effect when you summon out the Visa Starfrost by popping the tuner to then basically banish this card and return the tuner back to hand. But that doesn't make sense because the Sinker wants to reborn it from graveyard anyway, so I'm not really sure the practicality in that one. But it does destroy cards, so I guess you are triggering the destruction effect more often. Quick play spell, Planetary Elegy, I just read, are there two elegies? Oh, this is Eulogy, so that was Elegy, this is Eulogy. You only use the first and second effect of this card once per turn. Target one monster you control and one effect monster your opponent controls, destroy that monster, and if you do, negate your opponent's monster's effects until the end of the turn. Then, if Visa Starfrost is on field, you can destroy that target, so it's a negate and destroy, which is pretty insane. It's also imperm, which is really good. And then during your main phase, if Visa's Vita monster you control, Vita monster card is on field, banish this card from graveyard, destroy one monster you control. So you get a lot of popping, a lot of really cool effects. I just don't know how good it is. Like, how good is it popping up your monsters on your opponent on your turn, or on your opponent's turn? I just don't know. Normal trap. You can only use the first and second effect of this card once per turn. This is the second trap card we got. This is Lokia Sarma, which is the final card. You can only use this effect, or the second effect, once per turn. Banish one face of Visa Starfrost you control until the end of the turn. Until the end phase, special summon one heart monster with 3,000 attack from your extra deck, ignoring summoning conditions. You only activate this effect once per turn, and banish it face down during the end phase. And then, if your opponent special summons a monster from the extra deck while this card's engraved, you can add it to your hand. Alright, so overall, this support's very interesting. I just don't know how good it is for Mana Dome. Like, I feel like the best card we got was definitely the Visas Sarma, who's a tuner, who becomes a non-tuner. Just because you can basically, he's just treated as Visa Starfrost, which is great. Plus, he's searchable because he just that 1,500, 2,100 stats. Not to mention, he can treat himself as a non-tuner. He has this cool shuffling effect to summon himself, which is really solid. Overall, he's just a solid card. And then also, I guess not Eulogy, but Elegy, just because it's a Rhoda, because it adds one Veda monster from your deck to hand. The only issue there is I think we only have two Veda monsters, the Pendulum. No, we only have one Veda monster. We have this guy, the Pendulum monster. Is the other one called Veda? This guy's always treated as Visas, so I guess that doesn't work. I mean, I'm not sure how this works. Overall, this is really interesting support, but until I see it in practice, I don't think it's that great. But anyway, I hope you all enjoy. Don't do anything stupid, and I'll see you all in the next one. Bye-bye.